Hi, I'm Caroline Rodriguez, Executive Director of High Valley Transit. The SR 224 Bus Rapid Transit, or BRT project, is a partnership between the Federal Transit Administration and Summit County in cooperation with High Valley Transit, Park City, and the Utah Department of Transportation. I'll be walking you through an overview of the project, the environmental impacts, and a timeline of what to expect as the project moves forward. The SR 224 BRT is specifically intended to enable the existing Route 10 White, one of Park City Transit's busiest routes in its service area, to operate as a true BRT system by providing frequent, fast, and reliable transit service. Summit County, Park City, and UDOT have partnered on a range of transportation plans and studies with the goal of reducing auto trips and providing safe, efficient, and reliable transit options on SR 224. In 2018, Summit County, Park City, and UDOT completed the Valley to Mountain Alternatives Analysis Study, which arrived at a locally preferred alternative, or LPA, of buses running on the outside lanes in both directions along SR 224. The LPA was adopted by the Park City and Summit County Councils and was analyzed in a recent categorical exclusion to meet the requirements of the National Environmental Policy Act, known as NEPA. Because of congestion, delays, and increasing travel times on SR 224, coupled with constrained parking in Park City's Old Town and at other key destinations along SR 224, there's a need to provide reliable and high-quality transit options. The BRT project will allow transit vehicles to travel unimpeded, making public transit a more attractive option for residents and visitors. The project will connect Kimball Junction to Park City's Old Town via a mix of side-running and mixed-flow BRT. The BRT will be just over 7 miles long in each direction. Each of the 7 stations along the route will include a platform, canopy, and amenities that sit on a concrete bus pad elevated above the sidewalk curb. The final design of the shelters will be consistent with the context of our mountain community. Construction will require up to 24 months and will be phased to minimize construction impacts along the corridor. Staging areas for equipment will generally be within the existing SR 224 footprint. 12-foot wide dedicated transit lanes will be constructed on each side of SR 224 between Olympic Parkway and Payday, a distance of about 5 miles. In that area, the transit lanes are separated from the general purpose lanes by a 2-foot wide buffer. A 10-foot wide shoulder will also be installed outside the dedicated transit lanes. In one small section of the BRT corridor between Payday and Kearns, the transit lanes narrow to 11 feet wide with a 1-foot wide buffer and an 8-foot wide outside shoulder. Areas where the buses operate in mixed-flow traffic are between the Kimball Junction Transit Center and Olympic Parkway, near the Canyons Transit Hub, and between Kearns and the Old Town Transit Center. Q-jump lanes and traffic signal priority will help prioritize buses in mixed-flow sections. Deer Valley Drive will also be restriped to include Park City's bicycle lane plans. Because the dedicated transit lanes will be constructed on the outside of the general purpose travel lanes, special design attention was given to right turns. Vehicles will need to cross or share the dedicated transit lanes to access driveways. Drivers need to watch and yield for oncoming buses in the dedicated transit lane. All of the right turn lanes at signalized intersections are shared with the BRT lanes in what are known as business access and transit lanes. Heads up for all of you that may try to use the dedicated transit lanes just that once before needing access to your driveway. We will increase enforcement along the corridor. Because the majority of improvements will be made within the existing roadway footprint, impacts to the natural and built environment are minor. We expect to see improvements to transit travel times for both north and southbound riders. Northbound travel times will improve by 5 to 6 minutes, and southbound times will improve by 1 to 4 minutes. BRT ridership is projected to increase by over 50% into the future, increasing access to jobs, housing, and services. Impacts to wetland resources will be low, and no structures will be affected by the project. In total, only 2.5 acres of right-of-way will be impacted. 2 historic buildings will require strip takes of land from the front of each property, but no new permanent features associated with the project will be placed on either of those properties. Through a separate ongoing UDOT study, the partners are taking a holistic view of wildlife vehicle collisions along SR 224 and analyzing the need for and effectiveness of installing mitigation features at key locations along the corridor, including the segment in which the dedicated transit lanes will be constructed. Some potential mitigation measures being analyzed as part of the UDOT study include a consistent speed of 45 miles per hour on SR 224, improved signage in the UDOT right-of-way, and the incorporation of additional wildlife warning signs installed outside the roadway clear zone. These warning signs would show silhouettes of the wildlife species that live in the area. The BRT project uniquely serves the needs of rural residents while ensuring that economic prosperity and sustainability continue for Summit County, Park City, and our partners by providing dedicated transit lanes as well as a full shoulder along the corridor. Dedicated transit lanes are a proven strategy for reducing conflicts among the various users of a road for a variety of well-established reasons. With a dedicated lane, bus headways can be reduced from every 15 minutes to every 10 minutes, which will increase corridor bus service and improve connectivity to other destinations. Dual left turns at the Canyons intersection will provide significant benefits to the BRT service and general traffic by reducing intersection delay, resulting in 4.2 hours of travel time savings per person per day and a reduction in emissions and idling. The BRT project will increase transportation choices for those who need them most, improve options for a healthy lifestyle, and increase access to goods, services, employment, and recreation, while also reducing the need for parking in Park City at already overfilled lots. The project will benefit pedestrians and bicyclists by providing upgraded active transportation facilities. Improvements to the existing shared-use trail include realignments and widening. Buffers and bicycle lanes are also being incorporated into the project for a better non-motorized transportation experience. The region's workforce, including those living in underserved neighborhoods, need reliable public transportation to and from their homes. The BRT will enable frequent connecting service between previously unserved or underserved neighborhoods and along SR 224. An added benefit of the project is that school buses will be able to travel in the dedicated transit lanes, which will help improve on-time arrival to schools. The next step of the BRT project is final design and right-of-way acquisition, which we expect to begin in 2023. In this stage, we'll finalize the design of the lane configurations, active transportation improvements, and station design. After design is complete and any needed right-of-way has been acquired, construction will begin in 2024 and continue into 2025. We anticipate the BRT will be fully operational in late 2025. Thanks for taking the time to learn more about our project. If you have additional questions, please visit our website, sr224brt.com.